Welcome back to the Kick and Post YouTube channel and podcast. I am your host, Amal Thompson. I am with Sailors K. How are you doing today, sir?
You got me upset now talking about my boy leaving me, man, but I'm good. How you
I
feeling?
know. I know. I'm feeling all right, man. I feel like I'm a little bit of a hater this season with some of the
Yeah.
off season stuff we've been talking about, some of the pre-draft analysis we've been hitting. And I don't think I'm gonna come off as much more positive for Ty Simpson because we speak measurables a lot. And he had decent measurables at the combine. But some of what made people fall in love with Ty Simpson, in my humble opinion, didn't test as well as they would have hoped. His throwing exercise at the combine wasn't as sharp as people would have hoped. At 6 foot even,
Yuck.
you know how I feel about. I feel
Truly
like these.
5'10".
Yeah, I feel
That's what I
like
tell
you know what I
girls I'm six
mean.
foot.
Yeah, you tell them you're 6 foot, right? But at 6 foot even, with a 4.8 40-yard dash projected, because I don't
Yeah,
think he
looking
ran
like
it at
me
the
out there for
combine.
real.
I don't think he ran it at the combine, and I haven't heard anything about him performing overwhelmingly. Oh my gosh,
Overwhelmingly.
overwhelmingly well.
There we go.
See, I'm trying to throw two W's behind each other. At the Alabama Pro Day, I'm left with what I saw on film and when I watched him live. This is gonna sound very mean.
Hey, speak
I
your
did
truth.
not. I did not see many games live that made me go, "Wow, Ty Simpson's one of these ones." I did not. And in the biggest games of the season, I was left just wondering, you know? And unfortunately, like some of the biggest games of the season were like against an Auburn offense that struggled all year. Like just a couple stops. And they should have been able to blow them out of the water. It was a dogfight. The opening loss to FSU. He played pretty well for like the first quarter and a half. Things looked rough after that. Indiana whooped on everybody. But that Indiana game, he did not look good. Actually had to get subbed out due to injury. Not trying to question it, but like he was getting whooped all game. It started to build up. Now, mobility doesn't need to be 4.36 speed. Shouts out Taylor Green, right? Mobility in the
Lord.
pocket and 40-yard speed aren't like synonymous with good quarterback play. But at the size that he is, with some of the feel like arm talent deficiencies he has, because he is fairly accurate. I saw him fit in some windows. I just feel like it's one of those guys that you have to get on a run. Like he has to build up that confidence, right? He needs 4 to 5 throws of seeing it, like a good shooter. He has to see it go through the bucket a couple times before he feels confident enough in himself to really light a game on fire. A guy that I see with that issue sometimes a little bit in the league sometimes as well. I know you're not gonna love this comparison is Bryce Young, where I feel like he has to get hot sometimes for it to really start clicking for him. Um, Bit undersized. I think he could do okay in the league. I'm just not overly impressed. I'm not gonna like stake my flag as him being one of my favorite quarterbacks coming out. Um, Me personally, right now, I'm really drawing a blank for any quarterback that I'm really placing my flag with in this draft class. Where barring situation, they're gonna be one of those ones. Um, he's projected first round. That hasn't really meant much in prior drafts. You still have to find a team to fall in love with you. Um, and if you look at mock drafts, his name's all over the board. I'm seeing it top 15. I'm seeing it back end of the draft at 25 to 32. I'm seeing it in the top 10. I'm seeing it second round, right? And whenever you're seeing that many things shake down, you get nervous. I still don't love that he couldn't beat out a very unnatural quarterback prospect in uh, Jalen Milroe, who we didn't cover pre-draft last year, but
No
I will
reason
be
to.
yeah, I'll be very transparent in saying that he was an athlete at the quarterback position, which worked in college to a certain extent, but even at Alabama standards, he underperformed,
Mm.
right? And we couldn't beat him out. And again, he didn't really have like elite accuracy. He had, I'd say, decent arm talent for sure. He had a pretty strong arm, and he was dual threat. That was pretty much what was keeping Ty Simpson, who was in the program for years, on the bench. He's always been the guy behind the guy, and I don't think we just magically flip a switch with him starting for a full year, a little bit over a full year. And you could call it coaching, you could call it the recruiting not being as good for Alabama, but he never really wowed me, right? And I feel like in this class, it's more of just like a, you look at every other prospect that really came out, like he is probably in your top 5 prospects, but that doesn't really mean that much this year. At least looking at face value, because who else are you taking outside of Ty Simpson? If it's not for the athletic specimen that is Taylor Green, or Fernando Mendoza, who has the measurables, and I would say average to above average quarterback play, but fits your maturity, like you said, for that number 1 pick. Because if it's not Vegas, I don't think Fernando Mendoza blows anybody else out the water to take him early, right? Who else do you take
So
over Ty Simpson? Cade Klubnik? He
what,
imploded his draft
Nussmeier
stock
or something?
crazy. Garrett Nussmeier, which we might see nepotism rear its head in that one a little bit, because I'm calling it now. I don't think he ends up anywhere outside of New Orleans. I think his dad is calling every team in the league and just gauging, okay, if you're planning to take him in the second, I will trade you whatever you want for that second round pick. I think Garrett Nussmeier is a Saint, a backup quarterback for the Saints, right? And will he give Shuck a run for his money? I don't think so, right? Who's really the quarterback outside of Ty Simpson? Does it am I completely hating, or do you see some positive traits in Ty Simpson for him to be even evaluated as a first round quarterback?
No, you're not hating. I think we feel the same. Like just how you're speaking about him with no emotion, no energy, just plain Jane is exactly what he's shown us. And what upsets me the most about this prospect is nothing to do with the actual prospect, but it's Dan Orlovsky saying he's the best quarterback in this draft. He's better than Mendoza. And my point to that is you're an analyst, you know ball, you're around
He
these
played quarterback in the
guys.
league.
Played quarterback in the league, worst quarterback play ever with Detroit. We all seen it.
Whoa,
But
whoa, whoa,
I
whoa,
gotta throw it
yeah.
out there. But my point is this. He says he's better than Mendoza,
Hmm.
who turned around an entire organization who no one saw being the best team, but was one of the most dominant teams we've ever seen since Joe Burrow LSU days. And this was with like 2, 3-star athletes. He didn't have the cream of the crop. He didn't have the brand. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
Team had
I
like
heard
second
I
most
heard they were too
transfers,
old. Second most transfers. Yeah, but not like a 5-star set of team is my point, correct?
but they had grown men playing football. Like that also means something in college.
I hate that kind of argument. Of
But they
course,
also
people are
have
too old, but now, oh, now they're too old for college. They're not good in the
no, no,
league
no,
because they're
no, no,
too
no, no, no,
old.
no, no, no,
But
no. Hold up,
like,
hold up,
come
hold up,
on,
hold up, hold up, hold up. Let's
that's my
let's
point.
let's let's rescind that statement a little bit.
Okay, so put it like this: Who had a
When
better class, Bama or Indiana, for
Oh yeah, in terms
transfers
of prospects, yeah,
and
and I
prospects?
don't know about transfers, but in terms of prospects, definitely Alabama. But like
And that's my point.
when we change the narrative for college is when we're assessing you as a team, when your team is older. I'm not saying they're all bad. Obviously, Kurt did great recruiting. He went and got guys who were either undervalued or overlooked at other teams, brought him there and coached him up. I don't want to take away from what Indiana did. And again, you need the right leader to help that
Yeah,
engine
but
go.
that's exactly what you're doing because when that draft class happened, when those transfers happened, were they ranked when the year started?
Yeah, they were. They
Ranked
were
what
ranked.
exactly?
Ranked in the top 15.
Really? When I saw
Yeah.
them ranked like top 20 when I first started
Well,
watching
okay,
them.
top 20, but not. They weren't. They weren't like completely out
They
of
weren't
nowhere.
top
People thought
5, they weren't top
Indiana
3.
made the playoffs the year before.
Yeah, but that's my point is that somehow we underestimated a team even with all these crazy transfers. And my point is Alabama is known for having top prospects, known for having great
Yeah.
classes of receivers and skill positions.
Mhm.
And Ty did not stand out once again. You have all the tools handed to you to be overly successful, yet you still struggled week one and throughout the season. And that's why I've never trusted a Bama quarterback because it is hard to evaluate them because you have everything you need to be successful. Your job compared to other quarterbacks is just easier. That's just always been a fact. That's why we've seen success from Bryce Young, who I think is the actual pro level quarterback, but also Mac Jones, who I
Mhm.
didn't believe in at first. Kind of do now in San
He's in the
Fran, a
right
little different
system.
now
Yeah, he's
in the
in the
right
right system.
system. But before that, there was one guy. He was a backup for the Bengals. I want to say AJ McCarron,
Yep.
solid guy in college, looked the part, but clearly a backup quarterback. That's how I see Ty is like not a guy that can come in and can win a game from start to finish, but can definitely win you a game second half. If you got to plug him in for a few series, he gonna keep it cool, calm, collected. I just don't see what Dan sees as like the clear cut number one. I saw a couple throws, I saw a couple plays, but you're at Bama, bro. Like that's the standard apparently. I know it's a little bit watered down with Saban gone, but at the same time, you still had one of the best receivers allegedly in Ryan Williams. You have
Yeah,
talent
we got it.
everywhere
Yeah, I don't even
still.
know what to say about
That's a
Buddy
whole
coming
nother
into this next
conversation.
year.
Whole nother
Like,
conversation.
how
But
do you just forget to utilize that guy? But okay, I don't
but
know.
that's my
I don't think
point.
you just
Like,
fall off the face of the earth. But anywho,
yeah, I do think Bama quarterbacks are held to a higher standard because of that fact, and you gotta meet it or answer why didn't you meet it? And that's the answer is same thing with Taylor Green. You're just not good at your job. Like, why didn't it stand out? Why didn't you blow everyone out the water? Like,
I do think there's landing spots that could lead to success for his career. I
what, the
do.
Jets?
No, that's like the worst spot.
That's
Uh,
that's all I'm
so
hearing. The Jets, Jets,
if
Jets. Like
if he
Jets.
goes to the Jets, we're gonna get a very imminent implosion as we get when they take guys who, again, I came on here and I roasted Sammy D, and you have a different take on what Sammy D is as a quarterback, right? But I think we could both agree that the Sammy D that left USC had no business being handed the keys to the Jets and being like, "Look, figure it out,"
But that's the
right?
thing. Sam Darnold and Zach Wilson are
Are better,
better
yeah,
prospects than
are better
Ty Simpson.
prospects. Exactly. The
It's not
measurables are
gonna
better.
work. Like,
The arm strength is better. The everything is better in a vacuum, right? Coming out than Ty Simpson. And if you ask him to save your franchise without the pieces in place, it's not going to be it. Now, you put him in Houston and tell CJ Stroud, like, look, we need somebody to move the football consistently. We need somebody to
they have
mitigate
someone to do
turnovers.
that. They
We need
have
somebody
someone already.
we need
They
somebody to
have him
mitigate
already.
turnovers, right?
He's on the
We
roster.
I'm just saying at a rookie contract where you could probably I'm talking if you're talking Houston getting him, it's later in the draft, right? That's why I'm mentioning this team, obviously. Or like we're talking about with the Rams, you have somebody who could cultivate a good offense and just ask him to execute. We saw that guy help revive Baker Mayfield's career in one game. Like
I
he
agree.
he could do that kind of
Yeah,
coaching and put Ty
I
Simpson in the
agree.
right spots, right?
Correct.
I think Detroit has a ton of talent. I don't really trust Dan Campbell to
No,
really cultivate a quarterback, but I think you could get similar level playing out of Jared Goff as you can to Ty Simpson. I know. I
such an
know.
insult. Oh
I'm
my
a
god.
hater. I am. But I'm just going to
Wow.
speak my truth. That's how
That's
I
not true.
feel.
That's not true.
My truth.
You need to go to the doctor if you feel like that. That's
My
crazy. Like,
truth. Right?
oh my god.
Or if we believe that the new coach we have down there in Arizona is a guy who could get the most out of his quarterback, then Jacoby Brissett start for a year. Give that man a paycheck, by the way. He can't start at quarterback at 1.5 million a year. Give that boy a contract, right? And then you have him wait for a year, and maybe he develops in what you expect him to be. But anything where you're asking a lot of this guy on day one is not the route. Give him some time, right? Give him some time.
I don't think
Let
time's
it
the answer
cook.
to this one.
I think time's the answer to this one. To let it cook. Time and landing spot. He needs the pieces. He does. He doesn't have the measurables where he's going to, again, set you over the top. If I said Mendoza doesn't have it, I don't think he has it, right? Um,
But just back to my main point. You played at Bama. Why didn't you shine? Let's go back to your point. You played behind Milrow.
Ugh.
You couldn't beat Milrow
Yeah,
and a quarterback duel.
battle.
You
Yeah,
you can beat Milrow.
yeah. I know, and people love Milrow.
That's all I gotta say.
And I don't
I'm
hate
not saying you're
Milrow,
wrong.
but
I'm not saying I'm
he's
wrong.
not a quarterback.
But yeah, but why? Why couldn't you?
Yeah,
What?
yeah.
I just don't think time is the answer to this. I think that situation with Milrow shines exactly and tells us exactly what we need to know, and that he's a backup. And that's the best job in the world. The
That
two
is.
best jobs in the world: punter, backup quarterback. Like, that's it. Like, and long snapper. That's it. Just do your job, get in, get out. No one expects much of you. Just show up when your time is called. That's it. If you lose, guess what? You're backup
So
quarterback.
you don't have a good landing spot for him. You don't see
Like,
anything in there that like.
the Rams, that's it.
I was
He need
about to
like you
say
said, he
like.
has to be catered, he has to be cuddled, he has to be held for over a year with the right coaching, with the right veteran presence, and with the right system that's gonna bring out his best qualities. Sean McVay is known for doing that, and I've seen too many coaches, especially with these young guys, saying, "Oh, it's my system works, it's my system or nothing," and you throw a guy in that doesn't utilize their system to their abilities. It's like, "Oh, well, my system works, it's your fault." And it's like, no, you got to work with the tools you have. Like, I'm not going to wash my car with a hammer. Does it mean it's a bad hammer? No. It's just that I'm washing my car with a
I
hammer,
like the
brother. Like,
analogy. I like the
no, because like that's the
analogy.
thing. Like, these old heads, a lot of coaches, they're egotistical. Whereas Sean McVay is a savant. Like, he knows ball, he feels ball, he breathes ball, and he's willing to say, you know what? Maybe I need to change my system to get the best out of this guy. Maybe I need to tweak this here or put this guy there, and he
Yeah.
does it. That's all I'm saying. Every coach isn't like that, so that's why I'm like, ugh, I'm a little
Loki the
spot.
wide receiver whisperer too. He always gets the most out of whichever guy he puts in that role. The wide receiver
He's
one
one
role.
of the few coaches where I've seen get the most out of damn near every
Yeah.
player, every prospect.
Hmm.
Like, it just, when you do it back consistently, you have to give credit where credit is due. Like, the
You
same thing
really
I told
do.
you earlier. Like, with Cincy, we can't draft, we can't develop. We blame the players every time, but it's like, for example, we have one player left on our roster from our 2024 draft class. We have one player left. That's us. That's our
Is it Chase
fault.
Brown?
Like, no, I wanna say it's Shamar Stewart.
Which draft did we cover that was Chase Brown?
I think 23?
Was it 23? I think it was 23. Dang, we skipped a lot of
Yeah,
drafts.
and that's what I'm saying. I think that year, who do we take? Our first round draft picks, like, fall off like leaves in autumn, bro. Like, it sucks, but it's like, that's an organizational issue. Whereas Sean McVay consistently hits on prospects and people they trade for that's on their last leg or on their way
Hmm.
out. Like, he revives careers consistently.
No,
He
for
knows what
sure,
he's doing. Like, and I don't really
for
see
sure.
that too many other places. So,
They really were supposed
so
to be in a rebuild, and they were right back. Their
yeah,
rebuild was like 3 weeks. It's crazy. Like,
the
ah,
proof is in the pudding, brother.
uh,
Like, it's
well,
just
obviously, I already gave y'all my worst landing spots. It's anywhere that's not the ones that I gave you as the great landing spots. I don't see any in betweens. I see crash and burn if it's early, but I see potential to do some things. Again, he throws an accurate ball, right? He actually, I feel like, is comfortable in the pocket. I think he has decent pocket presence. Um, I just think there's some deficiencies in his game that if you're asking him to be your savior week one, he's not that. Especially if your team doesn't have
I
those
do have a
things.
landing spot though that
What's
works
that?
for everybody. It sucks for Ty, but it will be his best chance out the gate. And you're gonna hate this, but it is the Jets. Now, hear me out. They did just sign Geno Smith, which is a piece of the puzzle. They need a veteran presence. They need just a guy in his ear talking, you know. But if they can get him in the second round and draft a receiver with their first pick,
They won't.
they won't. But if they
Won't.
do, I think they will for this and this reason alone. We all know this 27 class is goaded. If you draft Ty with a second, maybe you trade up from your third pick, get him a little late in the second. and he works out, you have your answer, and Ty wins. But if he's god awful, egregiously bad for 18 games, not only does it look good for the fan base, it's like, look, guys, we tried, we're not tanking, but you get what you really came for, and that's that pick next year, brothers. So that's Ty's shine to get in there, get a job done with some weapons on a big stage. If he can figure that out, anyone deserves that job. But anywhere else but the Rams, I see as a failure, to be honest. So
You said go get Bryce. I mean, go get Ty killed for a year, because then what comes out of
that's your
that?
best chance because there's no other p- system you get drafted in that will have two legitimate receiver ones that you could throw to.
Dallas.
They have a quarterback.
I know. I'm just saying.
He's not throwing in Dallas for like 4 years. Pickens will be gone by then, like, realistically speaking.
I mean, we
So,
say 4 years, but the Dak we the Dak we saw last year and the Dak we saw the year before that, I thought was a
Dak
good Dak, but
Dak's that guy now.
it
Dak's
it
that guy
takes
now.
it takes two bad games for the Dallas fan base to be on Dak again.
Yeah, you're right. You think Ty's not gonna have 2 bad games his rookie
No,
year or
100%. I'm
first
just
time
saying,
playing?
like, let's not act like Dak's just the safest quarterback in the league. I think he's great now. I think he was
He's pretty
decent
safe
before.
right now.
I think
He's
he's
pretty safe
great
now.
now. I still
Yeah,
think, there's one or two games where you're like, what are we doing? Right. But
that's every quarterback.
he has a command of that offense right now that is impressive. Like the things he's able to do out there, impressive.
Yeah, so
So
that's what I'm saying. What other team has 2 legitimate weapons that he could
that's
utilize
looking for
early on?
that's looking for a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess the Steelers just got DK and Pittman. Now I'm joking. Let me chill. This has been
Okay, wait.
okay. I
You're
know you're a
not
DK
wrong.
guy. I know you're a DK guy.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
They have a solid
You're not wrong.
defense. They have
Not wrong.
Rico now, and Rico and Jalen
O-line's
Warren.
dog, but you're not wrong.
O line's not a fantastic, but it's I mean, they could piece some stuff together. And
I
then
would
you got
love him in Pittsburgh. I think
DK
actually,
and Pittman.
yeah,
I think Frymuth is gonna leave. I don't know if he left yet. I don't remember my Steelers news that well.
he should be staying because I think Johnny's leaving. He's a free agent
Darnell
right now.
Washington's out there being big and strong and just running
Or
everybody over. So there's a lot of fun stuff out there. Um, so I guess I just find another landing spot. I just still think it'd be too early. I think he should be spending a year behind Rodgers there.
yeah, that's
Um,
another situation. You got a vet
so
presence. I mean, Pittsburgh's a little
but that's if Rodgers
special.
comes back.
Rodgers is definitely coming back this year, but I do think, sadly, that would be a good spot for a rookie quarterback because you have big bodies everywhere. Just throw the ball in the air. Like,
Yeah, keep
get
it
a sing.
safe, keep it in their range, and you should be fine.
They can't double everybody. Whoever got the single,
And then when in doubt, hand it
like,
off.
to
You
who?
got
Caleb Johnson?
no Rico Dowdle.
Forgot they got Rico.
Rico Dowdle.
I'm so worried. Ooh.
Rico Dowdle, Jalen Warren. I'm just saying that you could eat up some time, eat up some carries, and be really comfortable back. The Steelers made it to the playoffs last year. Don't forget, and their offense was
Are you
horrific
done?
to watch. I'm just saying,
Are you done?
terrible.
The Steelers are going to be the bottom of the division this year. The Browns are going to be better than them this year.
I
I
mean,
hope you realize that.
I wouldn't. Okay, crazy for you to say first off with what the Browns have on offense, but I would. Your division has the ability to just shuffle. Like
That you're right. The
I
playoff team's
wouldn't.
going to the bottom.
I would not be surprised if
Bengals,
whoever's.
Ravens,
It
Browns,
doesn't take
Steelers.
much for it to shuffle. The only thing I know won't happen is the Browns winning the division. But every other
Yeah,
position is
that's them.
shuffleable, right? So
Yeah.
I don't think it's like any crazy projection there. Um, but I do think with the pieces they added and what they still have on defense, they will not be worse than the Browns. I will confidently say that. And I'm glad it's on video, right? Um, and that's out of somebody who thinks Shadur, with the right pieces around him, can move that offense and it can be
Who?
exciting. Shador.
Their second string quarterback, Shador.
Oh gosh, I forgot
I'm
who
just
I'm on
going
here
off what I
with.
read. I just go off what I
Deshaun
read because
Watson,
thank you.
apologist over here.
Thank
I
you.
appreciate y'all for for
Yeah.
tuning into this video. I appreciate y'all for liking, subscribing, and sharing. For tuning into the content. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the NFL content. You guys have been enjoying the UFC content as well. The NBA content will be still coming. I have to review the first set of games and stuff tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll be up and at 'em with that as soon as possible. Lakers won their first game because KD sat out. Kind of crazy KD sat out the first game. If you don't
Yeah,
play
I
the
saw that
series,
and I'm like,
it's
"What
probably
are you doing?"
Lakers up. And I was talking a lot of smack to the Lakers fan that was on here earlier this week. So I'm gonna have to eat crow. Um, but thank again for the support. Thanks again for the support on the TikTok. We've been going up. Numbers been going up over there a little bit. Um, and we'll keep giving you content. And then when the draft happens, the content even goes stupider. Because now we got landing spots to talk about. Now we got prospects that might not have gotten drafted that get landing spots in free agency. Now we got prospects that might have gotten drafted late and land in a perfect spot that we love, and we could kind of give you our hidden gems from day 2 and day 3, right?
Facts.
It all plays in, and then the fantasy aspects plays in. Buy lows, sell highs, dynasty must drafts. We're gonna have it all for you. So just come back and tune in with us and have fun. All right. Any closing thoughts, finally, Chris, on this one?
Um, just trust your eyes, man. Trust your gut. And when you see it and you know something's off, just know it is. Don't
Trust your
hope.
eyes, trust your gut. See and believe, don't hope. And until next time, peace.